Hey guys, it's Shannon from Bitcoin Bankers here, and just letting you know today we've got issue number two of the market crypto report that I do. It's come out today. I've written it today, a few hours ago. Takes me a few hours to write these. It's currently on sale for $29.95 Australian dollars or $22.50 US. I've made it nice and cheap for everybody, so you can grab it, have a read, make your own conclusions. It might help you make some deductions and things. I'm going to have a quick look through the whole actual report today, so you can see what it all looks like. It's in a PDF format, and I'll show you now. Let's just jump over to the website here. Here we are. So here it is, issue number 2, 21st of May. Issue number 1 is available. You can have a look at the sample. This sample's from issue number 1. And you can see what's going on there. Okay, so it is a PDF. It's around the 20-page mark, give or take a page. Okay, and like I said, just going through the markets, we're having a look at where we are, and there's something that I've been looking at the markets. I'm going to show you now. Very important point. All right. So here we have the weekly of Bitcoin. Okay, and you can see its growth. It's growing, and a lot of people are telling you that we're in a bear market and all this sort of thing, and it's going down. Blah 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 blah. Well, it's not actually in a bear market. I'm going to explain to you what's going on, okay? A lot of people are probably everyone has their own way to interpret the markets and all this sort of stuff, right? But I'm going to show you quickly. Let's go to Investopedia definition of a bear market, all right? Investopedia bear market. Now, a bear market is not just about prices selling off, okay? So it says here, breaking down a bear market. So the market is a condition where security prices fall and widespread pessimism causes stock market's downward spiral to be self-sustaining. Investors anticipate losses as pessimism and selling increases, although figures vary. A downturn of 20% or more from the peak in multiple broad market indexes such as the Dow Jones or Standard & Poor's average over a 2-month period is considered entry into a bear market. Okay, now those things, when we look at Bitcoin, obviously, we've had longer than 2 months down. Okay, had a bit of a bounce back, and she still looks like she's on the down, okay? However, if you noticed in there, I'm going to actually read the more of a breakdown, okay? The term bear market is the opposite of a bull market, well, it's obvious, in which prices for securities are rising or will expect to rise. It is named the way the bear attacks its prey, swiping its paw downward. This is why markets falling stock prices are called bear markets. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see, where is it? There was a part that I read here. So generally, while there is no agreed upon definition of what makes a bear market, it's generally accepted that a bear market is characterized by a drop of 20% or more over a 2-month period. So we've had that, okay? So you could say, yes, well, we have an entry into a bear market, okay? However, there is more to it. Okay, what causes the bear market often vary in general, but a weak or slow or sluggish economy will bring with it a bear market. The signs of a weak or slowing economy are typically low employment, low disposable income, and a drop in business profits. That's what I wanted to point out to you. Very, very important, okay? These are the causes of a bear market. Now, in the crypto world, we don't actually have that. Okay, when crypto is not focused on whether businesses are going good or bad. In the altcoins, yeah, I guess so. But if we're talking about Bitcoin as the leader of this market, essentially we don't have any sluggish growth. Okay, growth has been extraordinarily high. It's not weak. The economy's not weak. The economy's actually been growing. Okay. Signs of a weakening or slow economy are typical with low employment. Well, yeah, those kind of factors, they really don't drive this market. This is a very new, innovative market. It has a lot of growth. It's had a lot of input. So my argument is this, just to make a long story short. We've had phenomenal growth in Bitcoin. It's gone way up. And as you can see, if we're using our moving average, here's our moving average line along here. Okay, these limits out here are usually 2 times the average and 2 times below the average. So 2 times above and 2 times below the average, with the moving average in the middle. Okay? So these lines are representing 2 times, sometimes 2.5 times the moving average. So we've had a price that's moved away from the moving average so fast, it's broken through the 2 times moving ceiling, like the 2 times the average ceiling here, and continued to grow. Okay, it's then reached a point that it can't sustain itself because it's just moved too far out. It's been overbought. The price is just astronomical. And then it has to work its way back down towards the average in order to stabilize its true value. Okay, now we haven't actually moved below the average that much. I've got a 40-day moving average. Okay, so we've seen this correction back towards the average, and then it's been moving along nicely as she continues. The direction, let me get an arrow again. The direction has been steadily upward. It's not down. It hasn't been moving down. So even though the price has been dropping and moving back towards the average, it's just correcting itself. Okay, this is a correction. And there's nothing bad about corrections. The growth overall is long term, is up. Okay. Now, when there's a heavy amount, and if this continues, then you'll start to see this curve downward and move back. Okay. Now, you're probably wondering what this is down here in the MACD. Well, I'll explain that in a minute. But essentially, I've just put kind of like this wedge here where we've been seeing the growth. And if I move into that for a minute, this was actually for the daily, I think. I'll just go to day. Yeah, so I did this for the daily, right? And you can see that she's moving within that very nicely, okay? So hopefully we might get a crossover here, a wedge, and it'll push to the up, but, you know, it could drop down, but it's actually looking a little bit more positive, so we might have some positive movement here, but it's very hard to tell, okay? Because when you look at the weekly, it's telling a slightly different story. And when you look at the monthly even, which I look at in our report, okay, here's the monthly, you can see that we're still very high up here at the high end of the 2 times moving average, right? But the average itself is still, you know, on the monthly, is still upward, still looking good. This will come down and this will sort of level it out a bit, but steadily over time, over a longer period of time, we have an upward trend. We still have that growth going, all right? It's up near the peak range, and it does have to come down a bit more. So this could still long-term come down a little more. But as it comes down on this kind of time period, it's going to be a little more gradual than what you would see if it was on a day, okay? If we go to the day here. Right. So if we saw it right up here, then it would quickly drop down, you know, within a few days, and you could sort of see this kind of pattern happening, right? But we were looking at it in the month, and the month is a much longer time. So when you're looking at the MACD on a month, like here, all right, let's bring this down. This is a very slow movement, so it's still showing that we've only really just passed the peak, and you know, and that could come down, and we have our growth. So it's really only just gone past the first peak as far as the month is concerned. Okay, that's how we're moving. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show you. I just wanted to say that it's important to understand how each level of time works with your trading information that you have. All right. I'm going to go back to the weekly here because working with the weekly is a better indicator of seeing where we're going. So you can see here, she's gone up, moved right outside of that 2 times moving average, probably almost another 50% more. It's come back, it's worked its way back towards the moving average, come low, and now it's moving along that line. So it's pretty much corrected itself quite well. I think it could still come down a little bit more to settle, maybe... I mean, worst case scenario, maybe around here in the 4.7, the 4,700. Okay, I do talk about these sorts of things in the report, so you should get that report and have a look. Okay, here it is again. Let's have a look. Where is it? There it is again. This is my report. Yes, I'm pumping it. So I discuss these things, and this is what we're looking at, guys. This is how we talk about it. All right. And this is what a lot of people aren't telling you. They're not showing you that we've gone way outside the boundaries, oversold, she's come back, corrected, moved back towards the average, and is trying to correct itself back into a more reasonable price range that will make it more stable and beneficial in the long term. Okay, so that's what's going on. I want to show you quickly the Bitcoin Banker report. Okay, so this is the second edition. Okay, and I go through and I just, I make a few disclaimers, right here. The fundamental analysis links. I've got a few little news links in there for you. Then we have a look at all the coins. These are the coins that we look at. All right. These are just some that I sort of pick off mainly. You can see there's a lot of work gone into this, guys, so I appreciate it if you support me there. So the Bitcoin Weekly, I have a look at the Bitcoin of the month, I explain what we were doing there. I'm going to Bitcoin Cash, going to go over these reasonably quickly because I don't want to give it all away. And you can see Monero, everything, So then I come to the altcoins, talk about Neo, and a few of the others, Funfair, and a few others that I've picked out for myself. EOS is a bit of a talk on EOS there. So anyway, I'll just come back to my pretty face. So there you go, guys. Very important talk, very important report. Grab it now, share the link, share it around. I'm going to upload. It's ready to go. When this video is uploaded, you should be good to get it. You just go through PayPal. It'll link straight to a download link for you, and you should be able to get that link. Thank you very much for watching. Jump on that report, guys. Share it around. Tell everyone, because it's not based on crazy web bots and all that sort of thing. It's not based on psychics. It's based on technical analysis. This stuff isn't always right, but it's about giving you some kind of indicator and a guide to how you're going to do trading. Whether you're a hodler, whether you're a trader, it's important to sort of get a number of different views around. You can keep watching my videos. They're all free. The only thing I charge for that report is $29. Everyone else is charging over $100. So consider it. Really consider it. It's worth your time. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Subscribe, like,